What is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Guys, let's get right into this death flag, or doom flag, whatever you want to say. I really didn't know what to expect from the show, but as of now, I'm pretty happy. I started watching it. It's pretty hilarious, but at the same time, I was kind of expecting it to end a lot sooner than it is. Like, sorry, not end, but this part of her being a child, and I thought we were gonna go and see her be in school a lot sooner. But I'm pretty much okay with this. I'm guessing they're just gonna set us up for all the characters at their young ages, and then once we start meeting them all, we'll have a good understanding as of why um, they just are the way they are. So I hope it is that way, or regardless, whatever way they do it, it's funny. 'Cause, like I said, I didn't expect, I don't expect much from shows anymore, just because I feel like they're better off that way. Um, it's a lot easier just to be like, okay, so I'm just gonna watch this and just take whatever I get and be good with it. That's kind of how I feel you should be with like all anime at this point. Not only can they be ridiculously weird at times, but they can also surprise you if you allow them, or you don't just kind of go in with expectations and just allow it to do its thing. But with everything she is doing in this week's episode, as far as trying to pretty much make one of the princes look bad in front of the other, I thought it was hilarious that he just wound up telling on her, telling everything. She's been climbing trees. She's been throwing toy snakes. Like, the biggest snitch of all times, and it was hilarious. I mean, he had all the right to do it, seeing how he's supposed to be like her fiance, and that's how she's treating him. I bet the parents were super ridiculously angry at her for doing something like that. That's just all I kind of wanted to see, just how the mom reacted to that, because she's already been very, very much against her going out in this week's episode to meet all the other uh, young princesses and stuff like that. So, it's funny when a girl her age is older than another, like one of her siblings, and for some odd reason, you have to be babysitted by your younger sibling to make sure you just don't do anything that they don't want you to. So, yeah, I honestly was dying practically the whole time this week. I thought it was pretty cool that we got to see her make friends with Mary, and kind of, she didn't even really think about anything of it, like who Mary could be and stuff, until, she got into a position where she's just like, okay, who does she marry? My prince is my fiance's brother. Oh, snap. Like, that's a death flag. So she's not too keen on just, remembering every single thing, and when things start coming her way and like she can get stuff done, she kind of just forgets everything else, right? Like, she's like, oh, I'm gonna get my vegetables going. I'm gonna learn how to, you know, garden a lot better thanks to this person coming by. Screw it. I'm not worried about no death flags. I just want to see my garden grow up, and it makes sense because she thinks if she does complete it, that's gonna be her entrance into being able to do magic and stuff like that, be really good at different stuff. So, to try to protect herself, try to protect herself, she's trying to gain all these talents, or, skills. So, it hopefully translates into something else, but her saying the whole green thumb thing and pretty much making Mary always talking about her and stuff like that gave the prince, the other prince, I think he's like the third son, I don't know. But the one that's supposed to marry Mary, marry Mary, um, he got pretty jealous that all she wanted to talk about was our main girl, so he also thought that she was seduced by her. I mean, I don't know how these little kids know what the word seduce means, but yeah, he was pretty close on, because I mean, that would be pretty weird. You show up, you're talking to her, and next thing you know, the only thing she wants to talk about, or she is talking about, is him. Like, oh, or is him, is our girl, just in the grand scheme of what she's done for her and what she's kind of like expecting as a whole and stuff like that. So it was funny to see just where the narrative was going to go as a whole, because not only do we know as, just us, how much these different, like, how much these little instances are changing, their thought process with each other. All of a sudden, she became like the number one in Mary's eyes, and the prince may have already had like a relationship with her or something. And because this just like was out of left field for him, and he didn't even know that they would become friends or whatnot, it was just, excuse me, it was just scary to him or something, like, oh, well, I think I just lost my girl to another girl. Like, that's pretty unheard of in this, probably this day and age, right? Like, two girls being together, and not just because, as you see, they're just trying to marry them off. Any girl that's a princess or something, they're just trying to marry their daughters off to a prince or to a higher up, and that's just how it is. So if they could marry their children off to daughters, that would have been bad, because there are so many of them in all in one area. So I'm definitely looking forward to what is going to come with all this, because not only have we seen quite a bit in this show when it comes down to her plans and what she'll do to pretty much like not look bad in front of in front of like competition, I guess you can say, or people that are just death flags. She went out of her way to just destroy this kid in climbing. So I'm not surprised that she would probably do something remotely similar to anybody who gets in her way at this point, just by the way she is and just by all the stuff she's going through. It makes sense that they would do that. Um, I'm just looking forward to how this is all going to play out, because even Mary's bad ending wasn't even that bad compared to hers. So maybe she could find a not so bad ending out of all of this. I don't know. It feels like everything's stacked against her, and we'll just have to see what happens next. But as a whole, excuse me, I definitely got to go to work soon, so I wanted to just get this out to you guys before I was out and about, and I'll try to get this out to Instagram and all that stuff for you. But yeah, let me know what you're thinking about this show. I definitely think it has potential. It's hilarious. It's got an interesting cast, nonetheless, of if they do a lot or if they do a little. And I feel like our girl still has so much more to show in the case of her growing up, or it's going to be one of those cases where she seems like she should be really, really um, ahead of stuff, but at the end of the day, she might wind up just putting herself in a bad position or something. So, I don't know. We'll see how this all plays out. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be when you're watching this. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.